Hello everyone. Now I'm going to discuss about the Nuremberg trials and seeking justice after World War II. The Nuremberg trials were a series of military tribunals held after World War II to prosecute major war criminals of Nazi Germany. These trials took place in the city of Nuremberg, Germany for November 20, 1945 to October 1, 1946 and marked a significant moment in history as the first international effort to bring of the war crimes against humanity and genocide to justice. Background and context. After the defeat of Nazi Germany in 1945, the Allied power United States, United Kingdom and Soviet Union and France faced the challenge of addressing the atrocities committed by the Nazi leaders during the war, including the Holocaust and other war crimes. The trial were a response to the demand for justice and accountability for the millions of lives lost and the widespread suffering caused by the Nazi regime. Trials and proceedings. The Nuremberg trial consisted of several separate proceedings collectively known as the International Military Tribunal. The main trial, known as the Trial of the Major War Criminals, indicated 24 high-ranking Nazi officials, including Hermann Göring, Rudolf Hess, and others on charges of crimes against peace, war crimes, and crime against humanity. The trials were conducted under the principle of the Nuremberg Principles, which established that individuals would be held accountable for crimes against the international law. The accused were provided with legal representation, and the proceedings were conducted in a manner aimed to ensure a fair trial. Significance and legacy. The Nuremberg trial had profound implications for the development of international law and the concept of individual criminal responsibility to establish the precedent that individuals, including heads of state and military leaders, could be held accountable for their actions under the international law. The trials also contributed to the establishment of the United Nations and the subsequent creations of the International Criminal Court, which continues to prosecute individuals for war crimes, genocide, and crimes against the humanity. The trial also played a role in shaping public perceptions of justice and accountability in the aftermath of large-scale conflicts, and they served as a reminder of the importance of holding those responsible for heinous acts accountable even during times of immense geopolitical and humanitarian challenge. Second is the thalidomide tragedy, the dark side of pharmaceutical development. The thalidomide tragedy was a medical disaster that unfolded in the late 1950s and early 1960s, involving a pharmaceutical drug known as a thalidomide. This strategy highlighted the potential dangers of insufficiently tested medications and led to significant changes in the drug testing and approval process worldwide. Background and context. Thalidomide, developed by the German pharmaceutical company Chemie, was initially introduced as a sedative and treatment for morning sickness and pregnant women. It quickly gained popularity due to its perceived safety and efficacy, and it was marketed under various brand names in over 40 countries. Tragedy and impact. Tragedy struck, it was discovered that thalidomide caused severe birth defects, especially when taken during early pregnancy. Thousands of infants were born with the limb deformities, resulting in lifelong disabilities. The extent of the tragedy prompted a global outcry and led to the revolution of pharmaceutical testing and regulatory practices. Investigation and responses. The thalidomide tragedy prompted regulatory agencies to take a closer look at the safety and effectiveness of pharmaceutical drugs. The incident exposed significant flaws in the drug approval process, including inadequate testing and potential side effects, especially those affecting vulnerable populations like pregnant women. As a result, regulatory bodies around the world, including US Food and Drug Administration, implemented stricter guidelines for drug testing approval. The tragedy served as a catalyst for the development of more rigorous preclinical and clinical testing protocols to ensure the safety of new medications. Legacy and lessons learned. The thalidomide tragedy had a lasting impact on pharmaceutical regulations and patient safety. It underscored the need of comprehensive and rigorous testing of drugs before they are approved for human use, especially for medications intended for pregnant women and other vulnerable populations. The incident also emphasized the importance of transparency in reporting potential adverse effects and need for ongoing post-market surveillance to detect any unexpected side effects and that may arise after a drug approved. Pharmaceutical companies and regulatory agencies like became more accountable for the safety of drugs in their process and also. In conclusion, both the Nuremberg trials and the Nuremberg tragedy are significant historical events that have lasting impact on their respective fields. The Nuremberg trial established a precedent for holding individuals accountable for the international crimes and contributed to the development of modern international law. Thank you.